my name is Amanda Gagne. I work for Penn Manor School District, specifically at the high school and the two middle schools. I teach agriculture, and as part of agriculture education, it falls underneath career and tech ed. So I facilitate classroom instruction, I supervise students in their work-based experiences, and I also am an advisor for Manor FFA. In the middle schools, I run a agriculture club where I go down to the middle schools every 6 days and facilitate said club with some students of mine. As part of Manor FFA, I coach a bunch of different contests. I help run and facilitate different events for the community as well as for the members to just grow their leadership and soft skills. In the classroom, I teach the mechanics and science side of agriculture, so I primarily teach welding on the mechanics side. I also on the science side then do veterinary science on a CP and honors level, animal production, agricultural business, and then a nursery landscape / floriculture course. Some hobbies of mine: I've been horseback riding for 20 years. This is my horse Fandango in the top right corner. I really like going down to the shore. This is my favorite beach in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I'm from central Connecticut, so that was always a fun place growing up. And I really like to just learn new things, whether that's at like a museum or trying a new class. I just like trying new experiences. My ACTE concentration is STEM. Two topics I thought about researching this semester are the impacts of case studies to enhance critical thinking skills in students and using case studies to increase confidence in performing CTE skills. I really like the second one because CTE skills, I can see that in veterinary science of giving students just the confidence by doing these case studies instead of just giving them a rubric and saying practice this skill. They can apply their knowledge to a case study and then have to still perform the skill to try to gain confidence in that area. And the top one, that first one, just trying to get students critically thinking is a huge goal in education itself. So making sure that I'm actually achieving that goal and seeing if case studies is the way to do it would be an interesting topic to research. From the readings this week, question 1, I think that the data collection process will be very difficult for me. This is because I want to make sure that whatever I'm collecting is actually going to back up what my question is asking, and not back up and mean of supporting it, but just an accurate representation of what I'm trying to answer. I want to make sure that the data that I'm using allows for a variety of students to demonstrate said skills. So I want to make sure that I have different types of data in there that reach the whole audience of my students. On page 22 in the Mills reading, my initial thoughts were this is something I did when I was in college and I've come out of practice. I remember having to take my lesson plans and really actively reflect on them and make changes and see where students were doing well with my teaching strategies and where I needed to improve to help get the end objectives obtained. I think that for me, the day moves so quickly. My fourth block is my prep, so by the time I get to that spot, my classes have blended together, or I just don't take the time to reflect. So adding that time into the beginning of my prep might be very useful for me to start thinking about the research process and thinking about how my teaching strategies are effective or not. The last question, I really like the first field study case from Rebecca. The thing that stood out for me here is the involvement of parents. I thought that was a really great way to foster that parent-student-teacher relationship. I noticed in my own classes that when parents are more involved, the student is more successful. I really like the way of using that newsletter for the student to find something to engage in. It gave them a reason to want to buy into what the teacher was trying to teach, and it gave them a tangible resource to be able to go ahead and then use to teach those skills to students for those English language learners. I also like the colleagues' collaboration in this. It was very helpful for them to be able to share and work together on this, and it showed me a complete scenario of how that would work. Concerns for me, I already said that data collection would be a concern. My other concern would be just picking a topic that's practical and meaningful. I don't want this to be a checkbox item for me. I want this to be something that I use and something that's going to help me become a better educator. Thanks for listening.